A huge shout out to the overthinkers. An overthinker. He watches the show. To the overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Thando kuphela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamela ubuchopho ngeke buphume buyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthink siya overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Hey, Nekisiwa last week, but I'm back. I hope you guys have been incredible. My name is George Mukwen. I'm your host. This is Overthinking Football. Overthinking Football Show. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. and also on Fridays at 12:30. And I know some people might be thinking,
Footballer.
My sister.
What a waste.
Oh, Nkusia, bye-bye.
but it's not a waste, guys. It's not a waste. We love this football of ours. Welcome everybody to the show. As you know, we're going to watch a couple of press conferences since this week was a very big trophy, man. Yeah, Chiefs fans. Finally, a Chiefs fan, a Chiefs player gets their hand on a trophy. Even though it's All-Star. Stellenbosch FC as the winners of E-Culling Knockout Cup. Got to play a team made up of DDC superstars and some PSL superstars. And let's hear from the two who are involved in this, and we'll go from there.
Good afternoon, maybe evening. It's a game to congratulate the players for the level of commitment during this short time together. I would like to thank them for the way they welcomed me, the way that they were respecting the things that we proposed to stay together during this short period. I think we managed to understand each other very well, and I think the performance, considering the circumstances, was really good in my eyes. We start struggling a bit. It's a difficult team to play against. They have a first chance that finished hitting the post. It could start different the game, and then we managed to capitalize quick a set piece. And I think that from there we looks, just to summarize, I think we looks more comfortable than Stellenbosch during the game. In every phase, in every scenario, we managed to deal very well with the situations where they can make you suffer with those balls behind the fullbacks. I think Ram and Kobo did a fantastic job today. Kune appears when we need him to appear. The boys were very committed, helping us to defend. We were not the tallest team in the country today, and we defend in an exceptional way in the set pieces. I don't know how many set pieces we defend in 90 minutes, but not a joke. So they did a really good job. I think in the second half we agreed to do some certain things that help us to suffer a little bit less, and we didn't have so much problems to control the game in the second half and to not put the result in risk. One action in the end that we were a little bit kind of a distraction, but they didn't get any other chance. So overall, I think it's, like I said, it's a game to congratulate the players because it's about them. Don't think that we as a coaches we can do usually miracles, and especially in only 2 or 3 days. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the Polokwane City coaching staff. They were around helping a lot, making the environment very professional. Tabo, Joseph, Ryan, the people who was helping me here with the players together, and I think that we managed to get what we wanted, which is a trophy, and to keep good memories for us for the rest of our time.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
I'll ask Itu one question, and then you guys can go for it. Itu, on a lighter note, I saw the way you celebrated it had been a while since you got a gold medal. Ne? How does it feel to finally win something after a very long time?
Yeah, no, thank you, Mr. Gwena. Today it wasn't all about Itu. It was all about the All-Star team. I'm happy for the DDC players who have worked so hard to catch the eye of the soccer-loving fans in our country, and they managed to vote for them. I'm more than happy for them for winning a gold medal. It gives them extra motivation to know how it feels like to win a cup in a packed stadium. Thanks to the coaching staff, thanks to everyone who has contributed in making sure that we prepare well for this game. As we all know, Stellenbosch is a very good team. They are the current champions of the Carling Cup, and I'm happy that we managed to match them. It wasn't easy traveling from Johannesburg to Polokwane to prepare. We only had 2 sessions, and we responded positively. We all come from different clubs, but when we got here, the coach presented a plan, and we took it as professionals, and we responded very well to the plan, and hence we are the champions at the end of 90 minutes.
You look.
Okay, Captain, my captain, I'm gonna stop him there. Guys, please tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Let's try get to 25,000 tonight. 25,000 likes, it's free. Just do this. Let me read some of these comments here. Alpoma Josie, how you doing? How you doing? Agent 007, hey. Wabona you guys, man. Tlogelang kune waka, man. Tlogelang kune waka. I'm not gonna read that comment, hey Luna. Fun compliments. Mara, we were here. We were here. But anyway, guys, I don't know about you guys, but Jose looks so much happier. So much happier when coaching Chiefs players. I can say it could just be me. I could just be overstating something there. And it was also good to see Ukune asking him straight about his first trophy in a very long time. Like Dallas trophy lapa Kaizer Chiefs. So it was good, man, to see Ukune get his hands on one. As the current tech label, it's his 5th one. There is one. So another record broken there. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When this idea was proposed, and they said a team of 6 PSL players are gonna be picked, and then 5 DDC players are gonna be picked, and they're gonna play against the winner of the Carling knockout. Obviously, in your mind, you think to yourself, guys, it's gonna be Sundowns versus a mixture of Chiefs and Pirates. You know, maybe they'll be able to sell that. And then as the tournament went on and Sundowns got knocked out first round and Chiefs got knocked out and Pirates got knocked out, you started thinking, yes, sis, what is this game going to look like at the end of the day? So when people said to me, Stellenbosch FC is going to play Bomfundo Vilakazi, is going to play a Kune that is currently on suspension, is going to play an Ashley Dupree that comes from King Injury, is going to play an Dondo that hasn't been up to scratch over the past few games, and a bunch of other DDC players and Abon Jabulon Ngobo who've been on the bench for a very long time. I thought to myself, I don't want to watch this game. I don't want to watch this game. I don't know what to expect. I can say what they're going to give me. I'm not trusting that this is going to be good. But what I will say, kudos, Carling knockout, wonderful idea, wonderful tournament, wonderful game. I didn't expect this, guys. I honestly did not expect that a game would be this exciting. I didn't expect that a Stellenbosch FC that plays so well in the league and does so well everywhere else and has just beaten the Pirates 3-2 after winning a trophy the previous week. I thought it was going to be a walkover game. Lo and behold, and I think it was a great game and a great initiative. I think Kune sort of kind of redeemed himself in the eyes of the public, because we all know what we were speaking about and what his issues are going into this game. I liked Unjabulo Ngobo and Umpahlele really marshalling the kids, and looking after them. Donjo the same in the midfield, because he was in a midfield that he was the only, if I'm not mistaken, he was the only senior player in that midfield. And then up front, to be able to see Ashley Dupré play, it was very good. It was a very good advert for football. But I'm not going to say it was the most incredible thing I've watched, but I was pleasantly surprised. It does raise a couple of questions, though, especially for the kids. You know, Pirates is currently playing with a makeshift right back, Omakaring. And we saw a little bit of what Itirisi has with the Mokone. Apologies for that. Apologies. Hey, guys, technology. I'm sorry about that, but I am back. So it brings about questions that should Mokone start? Is Mfundo Vilakazi as confident as he is on the ball, as great as he is when he's playing? Is he going to make his way into Chiefs? Because there's another boy who was sitting on that bench who was incredible a couple of seasons ago, who got the chance to play, who got to do all of these things, and he finds himself back at DDC. So is Chiefs the best place for some of these players to develop? These are some of the questions that I had, but I also learned some lessons. I learned that Steve Parker, if you give him time, if you give him time and he can watch the people and he has previous matches, he can prepare and win. But he's not a very good on-the-fly coach when everything is going off and everybody's playing, and Mfundo Vilakazi has never played with Unjonjo's, never played with Ngobo. It begins that thing. But then also on the other side, Jose, guys. Maybe Jose is very good at taking teams that don't have a lot of preparation time and doing well. He took a Pirates team that didn't have a preseason and did incredibly well during that season. Now he's taken this team, a team that was put together that only had 2 sessions, and it's done well. So maybe, guys, it was a story of 2 different coaches. One who needs to prepare and another one who does his best when he's not prepared. But other than that, guys, to be honest with you, it was great. It was also great to see you Stellenbosch FC put out a full strength side. That was one of the other things that we were worried about. We were worried that why would Stellenbosch come out with a full strength side versus this all-star team? Why would they go so hard in this game? And you could tell that they took it personally at some point, even though they couldn't get back into the game. But thank you to Barker, thank you to Jose, thank you to the players for giving us quite the game. And if this is the first one, let's see what happens next year, guys. Let's see what happens next year. And Chiefs fans, a trophy is a trophy. A trophy is a trophy is a trophy. Anyway, guys, I'm going to open up now for the panels. Please remember that you have to be following me on TikTok and join me while I'm on TikTok. Click on a button at the bottom of your screen that says multi-guest, and then you'll be able to jump in and add your voice to the show live right now so that we can have discussions not only about this match, but about some of the points that I've raised during my little monologue there. So let's see how that plays out. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, no, that's good. That's good. That's good. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Kumo, I'm gonna start with you. How are you, my brother? Just remember,
Just do it nice. Just be a gentleman.
Never. How dare you?
I was
Yeah, how dare
nice. Katan like with you and stuff. Never. I start for
Tell me, Kumo, what is one game in about?
Yo, Clef, Bakar of Laisaka batho. No fast spinach guitar to Mulo Lela Hape. My chiefs ya apapa, barba with neck hapo. Kora gatlalo hangi we relaying, ne? Mara game you the game was nice, man. So you mesh Mara dog, how can you lose to a side that was assembled in 2 days? Kora start to wonder we rahalanga, Gatlev Baka. Mara anyway, maybe shock factor. What? Batswana man, why you turn Cleverly Steve Wantswara? I get okay, yeah. Clever get a legendary one, ne? The Scalaval. So, Hekemahana, like I'm starting to think, Kore man, Bargaman, Jose Wale Naoki impact coach. As much as Unali impact player, this guy ki impact coach, because Utlile Mola Arzatzela, he got two caps, ne? Yeah, he's the best thing, yeah, close to Sundance. So, Panombare sharp, marathon, Ashifa Wapalla. Wamfa team in 2.5 days. Ashifa are in a 2 million, ne? So, guys, you know I'm an advocate for young players. And what I saw today on the weekend, I was excited to a point where I was willing to risk my team of superstars, Sundance, to play against this team. That would have been like a nice match to watch. I'm happy got this initiative, and I hope next year we actually go progress further, just so we can have a proper game hub. Mara, I worry about these young boys, like I said previously over the weekend, Dogore. We've seen so many great players that are from the MDC Hurricane side that could actually rival players that are currently playing in the first team. Mara, my fear is that we always get a glimpse of these young boys and whatnot, but they always fade out. What's going to happen to them after the next season? The next thing, Rutler at loan go cheaper, from cheaper gets relegated, but go NFD, from NFD, but go Phillies games, so when I got December happy. Isn't it that boy Ole? Speaking of Phillies game, last year there was this other boy, I forgot his name. He was so skillful, he signed for Chiefs. Where is he now? I don't even remember him.
There's other players, man. He's in the queue.
No. But he was the only one that stood out. Like he was trending, man. Like that boy, I'm like, yeah, okay. Anyway, I guess some Mona. I even forgot his name. So
Blackberry. What's your agent, Timo? Blackberry.
Yeah, but he had his formal name again. So what happened to him? Got my point of proof man, cause this myth we don't develop players, we rahalani. Like did he really score like on this game? I doubt
Que obrigado scorileng. Que obrigado.
Ay man, na. Que vilazi. Kola nikena.
Ay, but now, wait now. How? Something can you
Oh no, okay, next sharp. No, it's fine. Okay. Sharp, I enjoyed the game. It was exciting. But yeah, guys, hold your horses. Kore, it takes beer to promise Kuine so he can put on this performance. And a Ramoni, Oropila Bato Hape, good. That performance, he deserves the cup and an Oscar. And also a medal for diving. Everything. He was
Just do it nice. Just be a gentleman.
Please. Hey, man. Hey, let me bring in Kuzo. Are you with me? Oh, are you on the road? Katsiba, when you're always on the road. When a current network is doing network things. We're gonna come back to Manumukut's agent. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, you know, you need to have the sound, that they play when a vulgar word is said, in movies. You see that? Yeah.
I I'm trusting you guys. Swale.
We can trust us, not Kumo, man. Yeah? Next thing they'll be seeing the show and you, and you two are brothers. I know you two are brothers.
Even you are a cousin.
You two are brothers from another mother. Same.
Tell me.
People don't know that in the
man.
group, you two, same.
When you're with us, but it's fine. It's fine. What did you think of this game?
Good game, good advertisement, and I think people came in larger numbers than I thought they would, and perhaps the AFCON helped a bit. So I was okay. I was interested, and it looked like a proper game. You know, the tackles were flying in.
Hey.
You know,
people got
left,
red
right,
cards.
center.
People got red cards,
You know.
kicking kids.
Yeah, it's called the Jaws of Life tackle, that one, So it was a competitive game, you know. And beating Stellenbosch is not for everyone, People know it. Even if you lead them 2-0, they can still come back. It's not for everyone. So, but otherwise, individually, obviously, I have to start with the big man himself. Like I said, banter aside, pizza feasts and stuff like that aside, and everything like that. I didn't say any name. I didn't say anyone's name, but everything aside, I need to start with Ukune. Ukune, guys, can you hear me? Kolani, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I see OTS froze a bit there. But anyways, I'll continue. So Ukune there played well, man of the match deservedly. I think the only man of the match this tournament who deserved it. And in Baka's defense, when you are coming against players that you don't know, it's difficult to plan for them because you don't know what kind of system they're gonna play, you know. So it's very difficult, you know. So I can give him slack for that. And yes, in the second half they came back and they tried, and you could see that okay, you know, and it shows that they really tried because the keeper was the man of the match. So I think that is the
25 shots. 25 shots.
Yeah, shows they tried, and then Mukoni. I'm not a Paris fan, but I believe the youngster deserves to play ahead of Omar Karingen or what is the other one? Whoever. The two wingers who play as fullbacks, you know, because I think defensive-wise he's good, and I think physical-wise he's also good. And the fact that he's on the side, he doesn't need to be that physical. He just needs to know how to put in the tackle, the timing, and go forward, you know. He doesn't have to be extra physical to go one-on-ones on the shoulders. But I think even though he has a small stature, I believe he has the physicality to play in the league and the intensity to play in it. I think of all the youngsters on the pitch, he was the only one who was head and shoulders above anyone, and anyone who I feel can slot into the first team directly. You know, others still needs to be cooked. And then obviously Ndondro played well, and Lodge for me, Lodge and Dubriz was a good combination.
Hey,
I think Lodge was
how did I forget?
You know, so that through pass, that's the Dubriz pass.
That through pass is the one, man.
Yeah, it's for the prison Raiders. That's only two strikers that I trust with that pass, you know. So, you know, maybe they can make the switch, He wouldn't be the first one, you know. And to sidetrack a bit, maybe it's high time that a Eastern team swallows their own pride and call a Eastern Zimbabwean, because they need the quality of that pass. You know?
Side by.
And lastly, my boy Umfundo, like he was my player to watch. Like I said, did well. Not well, but okay. He did okay. fluke goal, but a goal nonetheless. You know, it has to be on target for it to get in at the end of the day. And it was interesting that he took a free kick in front of seniors, you know, so that shows confidence on the left side, you know, and I like it, you know, but like I said, maybe when we come back out, we'll discuss him a bit more, but like I said, he needs to be cooked a bit. So yeah.
Okay. Kolani, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Hola, uthi ihamba kanjani?
Hayi, yo, mina ngigrand, man, mina ngigrand. Ukapteni wami uphethe trophy, so ngigrand. Tell me, uyibone njani game?
Bethu sibabongela abafana abancane. It was a very exciting game, bethu yabo. And to only think ukuthi ingaphinde yenzeke futhi next season, it shows ukuthi ihambe kahle like I-plan ye Black Label. And I was very excited to see intwana ezincane mfethu. Ngijabulile nje ukuthi they were able to showcase their talent. And sabhizi kancane lapho ngifuna correct ukhumo lapho ukuthi umfundo Vilekazi lo owayitrenda last season. I'm not sure if i-tournament bekuyi Felix game kodwa uyena umfana wayeshaya ama free kick lapha eqhamuka ngama second half eshintsha ama game ewina ama games. So this le game esibuya kuyona it showed ukuthi umfana is ready yabo, not ukuthi uzofika afike ekhaqha, but he deserved low 30 minutes towards the end of the game yabo. Bem nomukona we're not saying finally you will do better than Makaringa, but I think a chance for it, like he deserves a chance because he was playing against some pro players.
Yeah.
And on coaches, yeah, I can't blame Steve Barker because I think it was Ukune against Stellenbosch. Take Kune away, they win that game because they had more clear-cut chances. Plus, and also keep our was suspicious.
Stevens.
Stellenbosch, Stevens. You would swear he was the one who was voted by my friends.
Yeah.
The way he performed, it was they were playing a French player of which we started at Stellenbosch. But all in all, first half, first half was better than second half was better than the second half.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my take.
Okay. I'm gonna come back. But let me go to ring network mo. You said you are here, Mus. There we go. Oh,
hey, I'm seeing flames. It's very much against me. I hope everyone is good. Yeah. Anyway, should I jump in?
Jump in. How did you see the game?
Interesting game, good game. Firstly, I love his spirit, Stellenbosch. Had it been anyone else, give it a the excuse. Who cares? I didn't have my 10 players, national team, Who cares? Just had a team that had full strength. If it was one understand, hey, it's a French side, too many games, so it was a blessing in disguise with Stellenbosch. If it was tears.
Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm. 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 Okay. Mm. 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 Okay, okay. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. Let me jump quickly to Kuma. Kuma, I want to come back to you because this thing of youth is something that you speak about a lot when you're on this show. It's two separate questions. One, does the Mukwane situation maybe throw questions towards IDDC that how man? IDDC or now Khantidi players are not ready because we also saw about Chipa United going on social media to go and recruit left backs instead of going into the DDC, for example. Now we're seeing Pirates playing a makeshift right back with Makaringe and not necessarily trusting these type of kids. Do you see there's an issue there? And then the secondary question comes for Umfundo Vilagazi. Is Chiefs the right place to develop? Because there's another boy who was a star, a season or two ago, and he's back to DDC. What do you think about that?
So it's a big one, eh?
Ah. Mm. Ah. Akere share 76 million. Le nanka hakana strong. Mm. Left back. Mm. Mm. But shouldn't we question the teams though? Shouldn't we question the teams and say, Mara guys, Nchamba mapleala? Mm. 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 Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. Okay, okay, okay. I hear you. I hear you. Still bringing the violence, but it's fine. Let me go to. Let's do it in the other order since I spoke to Malume Kuto now. Let me go to Sinja. Sinja, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you? With the burner. No, I'm good. I'm good. Sinja, tell me, how did you see this game? Mm. 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 Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm. But then very quickly on the youth issue, should we be seeing Abamukwane coming in? Should we question teams when DDC players are not coming in? I mean, Chiefs had Abo Puso, who were 19 years old before he left when they had the strike. And on Chiefs' side, Umfundo, is Chiefs a good place to develop, seeing as what happened with Abu Shabalala? Mm, mm. But for the team itself, okay. Mm, mm. Mm. It's fine. It's national team. We wear green and gold. It's fine.
But just do it nice. Just be a gentleman.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. I'm gonna come back. I wanna ask you about your captain. Xolani, let's talk about the kids, man. Are these kids ready to play? Should we be asking the teams why they're not ready to play? Pirates needs a right back. Mukone might not be all the way ready, but he seemed to be a good enough player. Abumfundo Vilagazi, will they progress at a team like the Chiefs? Is it a place where you can progress? Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. He had an okay game. He had an okay game. Yeah, considering that Nabo, they only had 2 sessions. Mm. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. So then, just to before you move on to Mfundo, I just wanted to ask you something quickly. Then, what's the difference between Mukone, Mfundo Vilakazi, and the Bartmans and the Campbells and the Ocons of the world? What is Supersport doing differently, Lapa, that allows these players to play African games even? They're youngsters. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Umfundo. Do you think Umfundo's at the right place? Ushabalal. Mm. Mm, mm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Malume Kuto, talk about the youth here. What is the? I'll ask you the last question first. What is the difference between a Campbell, a Bartman, and Ocon versus Abomukone, Abomfundo? Is it really a situation that they're not ready? Hey, Kata. Malume Kuto, try jump back on. I'll put you back in. Kumo, I want to give you a chance to answer that question. What is the difference between, we say that Chiefs development is so. Hey. I'm gonna bring back Malume Kuto. Kumo, what is the difference between your favorite Partman, Abo Campbell, Abo Ocon? Why are they seemingly ready to play? Whereas at Chiefs, Pirates, and these other teams, we look at these guys and Moto Onali 17, 18, Babang Banali 19, but they still don't get a look. What is the difference? Why don't we trust them? Should we trust them? FA. No. No. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a very good. We say it's a very good development, and the players often, when they leave the development, if they don't go to the first team, they go play somewhere else and they could whatever. Abo Shabalala, those one. My issue is we've got some youth. We've got some youth that's starting. Our Campbell are starting. Our partner are starting. Are playing games, right? Why don't we have that same trust, Ngalaba? Or is it a different? What is Supersport doing different? Mm. 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 But 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 couldn't I make the argument that maybe we're holding back the youth? Maybe us saying this thing about fragile and whatever, we're seeing it at other teams that maybe these guys aren't as fragile. And it's just that we've got this idea in our head that these kids won't be able to hang. But in teams where they're forced to play these kids, those kids are playing. Can it be maybe that we're holding back the players, some of them, some of these kids? Mm. 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 Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to come to Malume Kuto now. I think the question why I'm asking is not necessarily a Chiefs and Pirates question, because what I'm seeing here is that for some reason, some youngsters are playing full games, winning man of the matches, playing. Shanre Campbell, we just watched him versus Pirates. Last season, he won his first man of the match at like 16, 17. Batman Estati is playing at Cape Town Spurs. Yes, we may say that the situation says that they need to play. But my question becomes, what if the situation didn't say it? Are we then maybe holding back some youngsters just off of the idea that these guys are too young? Kanti Kibao, we're seeing others that when forced, they can play. So that is my question about the youth thing. Are we in SA doing that thing where saying, no, but guys, players are only ready when they're 25. They're still young when they're 24. Instead of going, there's plenty of examples of teenagers starting and playing. You know, what's the difference between Funo Villagas and Chandra Campbell, other than the team? Malume Kuto, can you answer that question for me? That are we holding some of these kids back with our maybe a mentality, and are these kids actually ready to play? Mm. 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 Aw, network. Ithi Vodacom siyavala, Vodacom siyavala. Okay, let's see. Maybe Maluma Kutsu will be able to come back. But in the meantime, Sinje, I'm gonna give you a chance to answer the same question. Are we holding some of these kids back? And it's not to say that they deserve to be in the first team. It's not to say that they're automatically ready. But I'm seeing teenagers at other teams do specific things that we are saying that these guys can't do. I mean, Campbell was playing Pirates. Campbell plays CAF competitions. For example, Abu Okon even almost made him to Bafana Bafana at what, 17, 18? Is there an element of us holding them back? Cheaper going to go look for a left back and looking past the DDC. Is there something there? Mm. Okay. Mm. Yeah. Mm. 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 Okay. Mm. 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 So then can I ask you, um, does then Chiefs make a mistake as Chiefs when you look at a Shabalala? A Shabalala who played first team football for Kaizer Chiefs, came into the team, and then now him, Zwane, you could argue if Mfundo does graduate into this, they're not even been given a chance to go somewhere else and go do that. So aren't we also looking at Kaizer Chiefs and going, maybe, and I know I'm making a Chiefs thing, but I want to speak about youth. Maybe he might not be a Chiefs player or ready for the first team, but I can't keep him sitting for 3 years. Why don't we loan him to the Cape Town Spurs so that he can get the game time that he would miss out on at Kaizer Chiefs as a 17, 18-year-old, so that when he comes back to Chiefs, he's a 20-year-old with CAF experience, maybe if he goes to Supersport or something like that. Mm. 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 Ah, no, I said loan. Mina ngithi loan. 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 Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm. Yeah, yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. 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 Mm, okay. No, okay, okay. Hey, shout out to Linda. They're in the comments. Linda Mtab was in the comments, guys. Show him some love there. Agent, there's someone who knows what it's like to play with pressure, young. Agent, tell me, what's going on, Chief? Yeah, no, hey, you have to, all protocol observed, all protocol observed. Tell me, Agent, what do you think about this conversation we're having about youth? Are we saying that these boys are not ready because they're not ready, or is it maybe a mindset we have in SA that players blossom at 25, so it's okay for these guys to sit down? And the reason why I ask is that you find other teams, and I know there's a difference in the stature of team, but you find other teams where these kids are winning man of the matches. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Mm, mm, Yeah. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. Huh. Mm. 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 And they're very valid points you're making. Um, I think, and the next question I'm going to ask everybody: Chiefs is not Chiefs today. It hasn't been Chiefs for 2 weeks. It hasn't been Chiefs for the 8 years that we've been trophyless and all of that stuff. My worry with the conversations we have about the youth is that I feel as though what we're doing is we're handicapping some of the guys. And when I speak about some of the guys, I mean not everyone will be ready to go play PSL. But I feel as though there's some players that are very close or maybe at the level, but we never see them because we have an idea that no, they're too young, they're too fragile, they're too this, they're too that. And that's where our age-old tradition of 25-year-old youngsters in SA comes from, you know? And I'm worried about that, number one. Secondly, again, guys, Chiefs is not Chiefs tomorrow. Chiefs at this level, at this time, I'm expecting them to have a certain, I don't know, curriculum to make sure that their players can deal with 1, 2, 3, 4. And obviously it's not going to work for everybody, but we are the club now. And we've seen Chunyakanye, and we've seen Jabupule, and we've seen all these people. Surely the answer can't be, hi, mbegele penshini, one day, uzoba right, uzongena. You get what I mean? And my worry about, especially with the Chiefs one, since we're bringing up the Chiefs, is I don't think Shabalala is going to get better sitting on the bench. I don't think Zwan is going to get better. Abo Khatebe, Abo Duba, Abos Banbani, all of the people that are in that line, they're not going to get better by sitting there. So my other problem with teams like Chiefs is that you're not even releasing these boys to go and get some game time elsewhere, to go and grow elsewhere, to go and develop elsewhere. And then you sit with a situation where you have a Shabalala who was the first team player, 2 years ago, full team player, full first team player, right? But then Chigi Chigi, he's playing DDC games. He's doing this. He's no longer in the team. He's no longer playing. So then I ask the question that, is that not where Mfundo Vilakazi is heading to? And the reason why I ask specifically about the Kaizer Chiefs, for example, if Mfundo Vilakazi gets promoted, but after Matric, if he gets promoted next season, he's still got to sit in line behind Abo Zwane, behind Abo Shabalala, Kona Lavo Shabalala. Abo Puso, Puso Ditejane, who left now to go to TS Galaxy because of the Ballboy thing. Apparently he's one of the best right backs in DDC. But will he ever get a chance? Up until he forced a way out. So I think my problem is not necessarily they're not playing them. My problem is it doesn't seem like there's a plan. It doesn't seem like there's a plan. It doesn't seem like there's a structure. Okay, if you're really talented and you're PSL level, we take you down route 1. If you're really this, we take you down route 2. If you're really that, take you down route 3. It feels like it's all luck. Kumo, should we be expecting more from these teams? I mean, I know people are speaking about pressure and all of that stuff, their Chiefs players? Should they not be a way for them to be made ready? No. I think did I skip anyone? Wait. I went to agent. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Kuma. I'll go around again. To the young boys. So, okay, let me ask it like this. Do we have that attitude problem in SA? And then that's why Nati, our youngsters, are 25. And then secondly, shouldn't teams be prepared? It doesn't seem like teams have plans for these guys. It's either you are thrown in forced because the situation is the situation, or you are sitting on the bench for a very long time until you move yourself. Mm. They're desperate. uh. Tigers. Mm. 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 Okay. Let me go to Tolani. Do these teams have plans for these youngsters? Because it feels like we're giving them a lot of credit, Mara. Now, Super Sport, push came to shove, and he had to take DDC players. So we're giving him credit. Chiefs, the Konabatu benchini that are not playing, that it doesn't seem like Koni plan Lapo, Baba Pindisele DDC. Do our teams actually plan for this youth?
Imada team yomfana and it can also pay for half of the salary. And so maybe inking ilapho ukuthi maybe Chiefs doesn't wanna pay the whole salary, or maybe Chiefs doesn't wanna give these young players professional contracts. So maybe they won't be able to loan them because they're still under a development contract. So as and amanye team first amancane, I mean they have limited resources, so they're forced first because usinje uthe these players are go Chiefs, they are above them all. They are star players, star young bayita yabo. So if they star surely chipping abasebenzisi yabo. If they have that extraordinary effect. So chipping abathatha umamkhiza ngabathatha, maybe i-clash ifike bese kutheni ama-negotiations about these players athini because I doubt the Chiefs because into that they complain manje ziba ama-ball boy and Chiefs doesn't want to give them a professional contracts. So I think issue ilapho fethu.
Okay.
So maybe inkinga should be sorted out because I think amathema could prioritize finance than career yomfana. They wanna cash in ebafaneni abancane if they've got the potential, they wanna sell them. Or maybe if bane potential, they should like keep them on the bench until they develop until they reach 25 to be a proper player with PSL and still I'm a youngsters.
Okay.
And yeah, lastly, Oti, there's one thing I wanna say. Ingayisabindlala, Oti. Ingayisabindlala, indlala ighosti. Indlala will make you appreciate izinto ongayithandi. You'll be wanting to eat lobster and find out ukuthi kufanele uyele go something fish. Some fans are breaking about being a best development team. Come on, guys. How the mighty has fallen.
Hey, I know Sundowns, man. There you guys. Hey, the violence. Hey, let me go to Sinja. Sinja, do these teams have plans to develop? Like, do these teams have plans to develop? Because everything I'm hearing, again, Supersport, it's because of situation that he has to dig into DDC. People sit on the bench at certain teams and don't get in, you know. Are there plans for these guys who are just sitting? Are there plans for youth development? Do these teams know how to do it?
Look, I think with Chiefs, I think the first time I noticed that we are not absorbing some of our development players, it's when we had that operation Fat Alice with Stuart Baxter. I don't recall in that squad having a player from the development. I think because I don't think Stuart Baxter believes in young players. And I think when Steve Compella came in and Arthur Zane was made the head coach of the development, I think that's when we started seeing Ongezane being promoted. That's when we started seeing the Chiefs producing Abo Buchanan and all these other players that left to other teams. But again, when who's this? And when Middendorf came in, also, I think that's when we started seeing Abo Exteen and a little bit of these young players. But I think the main problem with Chiefs is that we didn't have a coach except Gavin Hunt, who was able to use with effect the young players that were coming through. And I know Gavin, the situation called for him to use those players. But then that's when we started seeing Abo Blom. That's when we started seeing Abo you know. And then that's when we started believing that, hey, there is something in our development team. And Arthur's one as well. Let's give credit to, if you look at Arthur's one squad, but I'm sure about just over 50% of it was graduates from the development team. Even if it's graduates, that Abo Mahlatsi, Abo Sikhota, Abo abo Kwinika. Those are development players. Abo Nkosi Ndimpile Ngcobo, abo Jabulo Blom. Those were development players. Abo Radebe, abo Duba, abo Chabalala. That's his squad that he played with. The problem then again came with Muli Fenseki. Then he went back to Stuart Baxter's tendencies and deprived these players of playing. And I think that's for me my frustration with Muli Fenseki is that he didn't believe in these players that are coming from the D2C.
But then shouldn't the club, outside of the coach, shouldn't the club go, hey, Yazi, I don't know, Ushabalala is not in the coach's plans. Let's sit down with the coach, figure out which players are in his plans and not in his plans, and maybe chopping and changing coaches doesn't help there, but figure out who's in his plans. Then the ones who are not, let's develop a plan. You know, Abo Radio Pane were at Cape Town Spurs, for example. Abo Zwane were loaned out at some point, and sit down and go, okay, guys, Nina Nitre, we're going to try our level best to find you teams, NFD, but maybe we focus on the PSL. Are our clubs committed to the development of these players? You know, because now, if you look at Nkosi Ngobo, 5 years into his career at Kaizer Chiefs, I think it's 5 years. 5 years into his career at Kaizer Chiefs, we are still saying he's a youngster, he has to find his feet. Maybe a loan here and there, and I know there were injuries, but maybe a loan here and there could have done him some good.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think with Chiefs as well, that approach would fit if Chiefs have solidified that coach as their head coach for the duration of the time that they've given. So you can then move a player if you say, no matter what, like Sundowns did with Pizzo, no matter what, this is our coach until his contract ends. With Chiefs, even the coach is not permanent, but the players are. That's what the players are the permanent ones than the coach. So do you move the players according to a temporal coach, or do you move first, solidify who is your head coach, and this is the head coach we are going to go behind no matter what happens, and then you can move the players around you. It's that for me. It's that for me. So if you have a coach that strongly believes in playing development players, then you will see him using them. But if you don't, then you don't.
Okay, agent. Is there a plan for the youth players? It feels for me, Kare, hit and miss. Like if you're lucky enough to land at a Cape Town Spurs, you might get game time when things are going wrong and people are not trusted and others are suspended. Or you're lucky enough to land at a super sport where, you know, Gavin has come in, he can't sign players, he has to take people up. Even Chiefs, somebody mentioned here that had to go through a transfer ban, and that's when youth got called up. In general, in SA, do we have a plan for these kids, and should we be holding these teams accountable?
Let me start with the last one. We should, because this whole big team thing shouldn't fly. Because teams like Manchester United, they always have youngsters for development. You know, I think I read a stat somewhere that it was like 50 or something years, but many years, where a Manchester United 13 or 14 team that sits on that gets onto the field of play, it included a player from its academy. You know, so we should find a way around the narrative that this is a big team, the youngsters, or what. No, you know. So the thing and the most important, so we should hold these teams accountable. You know, the most important thing is have an approach. You know, and it should be a holistic approach in the sense that you plan short term, medium term, and long term. I'll take, for example, Sundowns under where Upizo Misibane. We knew that youngsters and players who are signed from other teams, you get in, you get loaned. It's a policy. You go there, you develop. When you are ready, you come back, you go to the first team. You know, all the players you can think of them. I don't have to mention them. You know them. You know, that was the plan. You know, and it worked. And then you have a coach now in Urulani, you know, and perhaps maybe there's a direction from Fleming, where now and then you see players from development come in, get game time, few minutes, travel with the squad, do all those kind of things, and then they can go back and whatever not, you know. So it looks like Urulani's plan that whenever he can, he'll drop in these youngsters. Ntando Nkosi, Mabena, you know, there's this guy, I'm forgetting his name, tall one, who is number 18, I think. I'm not sure, I forgot.
Yeah,
but
the name.
Yeah, you see. So it looks like it's a plan, you know, that you're gonna give them minutes where possible, you know, but they're going to be training with the squad. So the short term, medium term, long term goal is these players, we want them to be in the squad, we want them to use them in future. So in the short term, if you can't play them, at least they should train with us, because the training is as good as the match at Downs because of the quality, you know. So then the medium term becomes, we have a feeder club, you know, where we say, okay, this one looks like we are stunting your growth, so we should take you to loan, you know. So I think that should be the approach, that it's either we take you and say, okay, fine, we think you can break into the first team, like Umukoni, for example. I think Mukoni can break into the Paris first team, because why? They don't have a fullback, you know. So when we have an opportunity there that a youngster can feel, what you do is you bring him to first team and you give him minutes, 10, 15, 20, 45, a game where you're against Spurs, whatever, and you see if he can handle it. And if he can handle it, sure, he goes, right? And then there are players where you feel like Umabena, for example. Umabena plays in the same position as Ozwane. You can't put Ozwane out and bring Umabena, you know? Let's say Umabena is 18, 19. When he's that age, he needs to play more. At 16, he can get away with it, that, oh, go to school, he come back and train is fine. But when he's 19, 20, he should be playing more. But he can't break into the first team. So what you need to do, take him away for a loan, you know? And there are others that you see that, hey, my nigga, I don't think you're going to be good enough to play for Sundowns. And in that case, you sell them out. Look at Man City, for example. Look at Man City, for example. Man City always sells youngsters. Always. They say, you won't make it here, so we sell you. You know?
Chelsea used to do it as well.
And Chelsea, they don't recommend, you know? So what is that doing? What you're doing is, you're saying, instead of keeping this player that's not going to make it, let me open space for another player to come in, you know? I don't know where the plan that sometimes here that under 19, under 17, under 19 should be played by under 17s, under 17 should be played by under 15s, like that. That was a good plan. Say, if by at the age of 17, 18, you're not breaking into the squad, it's best to let you go. You know? So that is the plan, that you should have plan for each and every scenario, you know? But the excuse that these players are not right, can't be played in the first team, we should get away from it, because we need to look at it and see what is making them to not get on the first team. Is it a case of quality? If it's not a case of quality because they're playing beyond their age, is it a case of pressure? Then how do we make sure that the pressure doesn't get to them? How do we manage the pressure for them? You know, if it's like any other scenario, if you think that the star worshipping or whatever to get to that hit, how do we manage that? So we shouldn't stunt the growth of players simply because we feel like the pressure can break them, or the stardom can go to their heads. And those things are things that can be managed, and they're off the field issues. So we should get away from that mentality, because big teams, e.g. Man United, play these youngsters. So
Well, I like that point, because again, the point I was making was that Kaizer Chiefs has been Kaizer Chiefs for years. Kaizer Chiefs at this point must understand that any player that comes to Kaizer Chiefs, any player that's done anything, so by this time you should have structures, fences around these things, ways to deal with these things. And I think it's a very easy thing to just go, I know Supersport doesn't have pressure, therefore Supersport will do, the player will go there. Yeah, Supersport is doing what Supersport is doing. As Chiefs, as Pirates, as Sundowns, how do you make sure that, okay, Sibonile, Ujabu was like this, Junior was like this, Uskapi Malachi was like this. What are we doing to make sure that when these players break in, that's what happens? Because my issue with the argument that they're not ready for the big team, therefore, because of the fame and the stardom and all of that, okay, now we're sitting. Can we say that Ushabalala has fundamentally improved from last season? Can we say that about Zwane? Can we say that about Abo Matats, who had to fight their way out of Chiefs? Abo Khatebe, Abo Mashiane. Can we say that? So then again, the question becomes, what is the point of keeping them there? You get me? Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's something that Mr. H is mentioning, because these things, usually you have 2 or 3 youngsters. Why can't you get them a lifestyle coach? Sort of an agent. I take that from your development. There is no negotiation fees. There is no what. So get them a lifestyle coach who's gonna manage that lifestyle. But the problem is, we like cutting corners as Africans and as black people.
And that thing is hurting us.
Exactly.
That thing is hurting us because there's a lot of youngsters I feel could have been amazing in the league, but we cut corners everywhere. As Funuba developers, so we're gonna see 37-year-olds carrying big sign every year because the experience and what.
Youngster Mvala,
youngster Nkosing Pilengovo, youngster Mkulise, all youngsters. But guys, I'm gonna close it now. Let me bring in Umalume Kuzo because he asked because of his network. But thank you to the panel that joined. Guys, don't be shy, guys. Join ang panel, man, guys. Join ang panel. Come inside so we can speak. We have incredible conversations here. So, feel free to jump in, man. Feel free to join. Malume Kuzo, Soli Sharp.
Yeah, sekilimnati, perfecto.
Okay. We've progressed a little, but the core of the idea is we have these youth players. Is there developmental plan? Do we have, in general, the teams in the league, a developmental plan for these players, even those that don't make it into our teams per se?
All right. Also, Mr. Ochi, I just want to mention, guys, Arakingadi CV. To come on the panel, please feel free. It's for everybody. Arena the city, Arena the salary. We are all welcome. Please, I enjoy hearing different perspectives. So, Mr. I just wanted to point out something that I find very wrong with Pirates and Chiefs in terms of development.
Okay.
Which, as well as the not super sportmen, Sundowns to a certain extent. Sometimes they get it right, but sometimes the scouting somehow always gets short, small players. And it's a serious problem in that these players, you can't even trust them. Now, if you go to Supersport, the boys they develop there, those are big boys. That's why most teams go shopping, go Supersport. You see, you check the size of Mkwena. He's been playing, I think, since he was 17 or 18. By the time he was 17 or 18, he was already a big boy wearing size 10. So it was easy for him. He would have not been intimidated body-wise. Umbule has already played in a CAF final, if people don't know. Scoring a cracker even in the CAF final, I think. He was in Coco DRC. Scoring a heavy cracker as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, if not 18-year-old. But already the body, you look at Jesse Don, he's a big boy as well. You look at many other, about Econ or something like that. He's also a big boy. Campbell, he might not be the tallest, but you look at his chest, the boy works out. And I watched Campbell, let me tell you, I watched Campbell with DDC versus Pirates. when I was excited which Ratomo would be playing. That boy stole the show. I was like, "Hey, I watched Campbell against Chiefs. I think he was scoring bomber. Kadi corner, like he was doing some crazy stuff. So to use him as a bar, it's just misguided because that boy with DDC, I think he scored bomber 18 goals or something like that from a wing. So we can't use him as a bar because the players that we praise do not have his numbers and she period. And when it comes to Chiefs, I think Chiefs has a massive following, and it's like talking to yourself. You understand? When you're a Chiefs supporter, a Chiefs player, you end up talking to yourself. La ratana. You understand? So not everyone sees what you see. You're viewing these players from a point of love. I remember Abu Mashiane Ngobo trending when they were actually number 8, if not 9, on the DDC log. The peers were beating them, but they trended for one great game against Platinum Stars, and people thought this is the future of Kaizer Chiefs. And you're like, but bayashawa labafana intanga zabo. They like number 9 on that league. And the teams that have actually won the DDCs, most of their players have gone on to play. Gumatima, Golden Arrows, Super Sport, I think, as well as Ghana King Stellies. These are teams that have actually won the DDC. They actually had good players, not players who had a lot of fans and won the hearts. These are teams that actually won the DDC. So what I'm saying is sometimes we miss it by thinking it's because there's so many eyes. Right now, Umukone guys, I kid you not, anyone, go back and watch that game again. Kune was livid. And I will not forget those videos. He looked for Pirates players and said, "Hey, Londo, he was angry because is a team to a certain extent. And if you do that, you must ask, if Pirates, Chiefs, Sundowns as well, those people are cruel. They are cruel. We booed Udito Maswangai after he had put together a string of 6 to 5 games, and he cried, Mr. Oti. He cried. He could not believe which how. Being his time was he cried. He was booed. We've booed. The legendary Tiko Mujis has been booed and thrown with things with Pirates. It is not a child's play. You have to be sure. You understand? So I'm like, guys, before you rush to promote these youngsters into these teams, you have to be sure with Uwenzani. That's why you'll see Abu Mapena disappear. You'll come in for a show and disappear. It's only when you're really good. Mr. Oti, like, people don't understand how much a good performance does the talking for you. Even the Sundowns, as much as they had a star-studded team and all of that, when Cash Money came in, you could not bench him. With whether he shot, when Mailula came into that team, he started like legit challenging Oshalulile for that position. To a point where they had to take him overseas. So maybe sometimes they just have attention.
Okay.
How many
But then I want to ask you on that. I hear you. But then there's also that thing of, at what point do you go, yeah, then maybe you're not ready. Maybe you're not ready for the Chiefs team, but we can't just have you sitting there. Maybe you'll never play for the Chiefs team. So as in Masukfuneli team, Siktengis or Siklone or something. I feel my problem with each Chiefs more specifically, because it's the team I follow. You sit down and you look at them and you go, but these kids are just sitting there. And ikare alebato wafari minutes, alebato baeta next, up until they fight and they leave themselves. Shouldn't there be people at the team that go, uvali space kuzo? It is ikbayise. Or yazini awukho ready. It is enze so. Like, you don't see the alternative things coming out.
Well, I hear that and I understand clearly, but we have to understand with Lebanon, they need to have a development team. So when it comes to the Chiefs, they share similar traits to Barcelona as well as Man United. Those are those three teams are very loyal to their people, and they try to hold on as much, and they believe in their people. They've got a boys club. When you leave the team, you'll forever be there. When you're good to the team, you'll forever be loved. And they always try to have amateur development players in their ranks. Those three teams, Chiefs, Man U, Barcelona. When I see them, I see a mirror. However, let's take it to the player in question. How long has he been there? He's only been there for like one umfundo. He hasn't been there for a full season.
Not umfundo. Yeah, not umfundo. I'm more talking about Bo Shabalala, Bo Zwane, Bo Mashiane, Bo Nkosi Mpile Ngobo, who have in a lot of times just been sitting.
Exactly. Well, I'll count some players who've been actually released who played Nabongo. It's just that I know why Chiefs wouldn't let him go. They really had beliefs and hopes on him. That boy, I think he played Imakufe 7 years ago. They've been believing in the boy. You understand? They've let go of Abo Shopane, Abo Litlotlo, Abo who's the Abo Tibedi,
Abo Matatsi latest.
Well, Mashatsi came in.
Yeah, I know, he was signed, yeah.
So kind of I just forgot the other ones. They've let go Abo the Indian boy. Who's the was excellent. No. There's an Indian boy who was at the Chief DDC.
Yeah.
He's been released, and they've let go of a lot of players. Abolisako, they've tried the kind of the loaning out thing. It just doesn't work for them. It's just that with some players, and I can see some players they have a deep liking to, and it's wrong. And I think they should loan out the two players, which is Usamkelo Zwane, who has the story about Ubaba, who was an ex-professional for Pirates. However, he came to Chiefs and asked Bunting, exactly, Yusuf Bunting. They've released Yusuf Bunting. So they just have the story. So those two players, I understand why they're not releasing them. However, you are right. At some point, when you turn 20, and they want you to be the poster boy of having gone through straight to the development, and it doesn't work out, they need to cut their losses. You understand? They need to understand, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. Because you're going to be there forever and ever and ever, especially Kaizer Chiefs. I think every other big team, they really released their players. We had Pirates had the Bopella twins. And people are looking at the Bopella twins. We had Abo Lorenko, who were captain, and we thought they'd be great. But Pirates is we had Abu Yusuf Mat, and we were like, it's not going to work, this one. And some other team thought he was going to work. Well, understand. So we keep releasing. So I really think at 20, they should cut their losses and be like, you don't even have a division here. You understand? So I just want to, my point was just to show with you, when it comes to development, if you want to zoom into the problem, just the player profiling, body type, I think it's a huge problem. You look at the difference between Chabupule and Dr. Kumalo, and who went on to become a great. I know there's discipline issues, but if bodyguard Dr. Kumalo really allowed him to walk in anyway, which is why he could not be bullied in Africa. That guy was a tall guy, and he was skillful as well. So I feel like we're missing those well-built players. If you look at this squad, just say Bafana, it has some well-built players. And you look at who is who is providing these players to us. It's the Tottenham Hotspur Super Sport Academy, where they have your Mokwenas, your Mbules, your everybody's. So I think we should zoom in. And also, just to credit Chiefs, Yanda Pulis from Chiefs.
Yeah, well, he was en route to Arsenal at some point. But no, guys, thank you so much for the conversation. Look, obviously we started somewhere and we went to another place, but I think we really need to start questioning our teams as to the culture that they're creating. And I think sometimes cultures are created from different situations. So, there was a time when you couldn't do one thing, so you needed to do the other thing, and you kept with it. PSL teams are seeking experience all the time, and they're so afraid of being relegated, and they're so afraid of bringing in youth teams and the youth players, and they're so afraid of all these things that it's created a culture of older players that you only come into your prime when you're older. You know, whereas back in the days, Abo Tobo and Abos Banba used to come in and a player was 17 playing for Bafana Bafana. You know, Abo Swatha were coming in at 15. So many players were coming in younger. And I feel like it's not just because teams can take risks and just because I think we've just created that type of environment in the PSL where it's safer to do those things. And I think it kills a lot of players, and it also kills the country, the growth. That's why we don't have Bafana players who are 17. That's why we don't do these things, because there's no longer a need for that, and there's no longer a push for that. All I'm asking for is, and if you remember correctly, guys, we had this conversation when we spoke about DDC. What is the point of a DDC if only 2 or 3 players are coming out of there all the time, or 2 or 3 players are able to then break into certain teams? Certain teams carry the burden of bringing up development players, Bo Arroze, Bo Supersport. What is the point of it? What is the point of having the reserve team already have Abo Shabalala who are in line? And then we're all clamoring for Mfundo Vilakazi to be brought in. And you're like, okay, it's either Mfundo Vilakazi does a maza and jumps everyone, or he gets into line as well. And then you go, okay, what have we produced? What have we done? Remember when I said that for me, the mandate of DDC is meant to be that when this player turns 19 or 20, it's you as the club. You must go and find him a place. You must moving on to another club, because then you find other players who are chilling and sitting. 19-year-olds got DDC who've never even put on a jersey of a team to go play for them as a reserve player. You know what I mean? That's my issue with the developmental problem, and my issue when we speak about Abo Mfundo Vilakazi, when you speak about Abo Mokone. Maybe if they weren't at Pirates and Chiefs, they would have gotten a different opportunity, a different chance. They could be playing, they could be getting better, right? But we're hiding behind these teams are different gravy, and these guys may not be good enough to get into these teams, and it may swallow them. Great. But the fear of them getting swallowed is also is stunting their growth. As the agent said, the great word is stunting their growth, right? So, yeah, we have to have a better conversation about developing the country, and it mustn't be circumstantial. Gavin Hunt has to go and get kids. It's not necessarily that he wants to. He has to go get kids because his team sells his best players every year. You know, our Stellenbosch have to go get kids because but they're going to lose players at some point and they need to fill out that team. Atazwani has to go bring kids because we're in a transfer ban, or Gavin Hunt and Atazwani have to bring kids because we're in a transfer ban. And that's the only situation where we're fetching these kids, you know. That's my worry here. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for the conversation. Let me read some of the comments because I've missed out. Apologies for that, guys. Duan's one of the same case as Blom. We used to be the team that introduced young players. Now we're doing the opposite of that. Why is Stellenbosch prepared to take the risk but Chiefs can't? Let's see. Prison FC. Chiefs promotes players without loading them, and they don't give them minutes on YouTube. Sorry guys for the audio issues. I apologize for that. It got sorted out eventually, but you lost out on a lot of the great conversations we've had. But I apologize for that, as well as on Instagram. We'll be fine. We'll be fine tomorrow. We'll be fine tomorrow. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. Let me see. Fana Guicho. It's late, but it's fine. We'll lead with the question next time, so you can just put it in the comments and then we'll lead with the question. Guys, if you have not followed, please follow. The best way to support us is to go on over to YouTube. On YouTube, subscribe, click join there for only 20 Rand a month. You help keep all of this up and also get access to the WhatsApp group that we speak about. Guys, I would also like to say that guys. Follow, jump in. Let's get more voices on and get other perspectives and people on. For those who may feel like I always speak to the same people, it's because they request. So requestani guys, ningeneni. Let's have a conversation. The point of this platform is for us to have these big conversations that we normally would not have anywhere else, and take into account some of the things that we speak about here. That's the point. So next time, all of the people, 38 of you are here. I need other people to jump in and join the show. Yeah, Vovo is Timara. Are you happy with the Bafana squad? Yay! Let's have the conversation another day. We had a very interesting conversation in the Overthinking WhatsApp group today. Let's have it. We'll talk about that squad. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys then tomorrow. Remember, the show is Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Fridays, 12:30. I also release videos. I released a video on financial fair play this afternoon, a short form video on TikTok. I have long form videos on YouTube as well that I also release. So if you could do me the favor of liking, sharing, of watching those things, it really does go a long way to keeping all this up. I'm trying very hard to do some special things this year. So we're gonna have some special things this year. Trust me. Anyway, guys, see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock.